guess I hadn't noticed that. Okay, we're ready. We're ready to go. All right, we'll go ahead and get started. Want to welcome everybody to the July meeting of the Conway Historic District Commission. First thing we have, we'll do a little roll call, and I'm Steve Hurd, Chairman.
Emily Welcher, Vice Chair.
Marie Kaysen.
Shane Lind.
And Shelby Beagle.
And just for those who might not have heard it, if you don't have your mic on, you won't be heard pretty much anywhere, is what we were told a minute ago. So just make sure you get it on, and we'll be good. And if I don't see it on, you're talking, I may wave to you to do it. So, all right. Next thing we have on our agenda are the minutes from last time. We need some action on them. Everybody's got a copy of them and has had a chance to look. It was a short one last week, but we're going to beat that this week. So, last month. I'm sorry.
Make a motion to approve the minutes.
I second.
Okay, motion is second. Any other discussion? Think good. All those in favor?
Aye.
All right, good deal. All right, we will move on. And the intro to this, like every time, those who are going to speak for the application come up to the podium, tell us your name and your address, and that's for the record that we do for everything. And then we've got the write-up. Y'all probably seen the same thing, same information. Give us a little description of what you're doing. We'll probably have some questions, and I'll put it to anybody who else wants to speak in favor. Both are not required to speak, but if you both want to, that's fine. Then, if there's anybody here to speak against it, which we have mostly relatives out in the audience right now, but of others, but just the form we go through, then we'll talk about it and questions, and we'll get it resolved. So if somebody wants to get up and talk, again, just name and address, and we'll get going.
I'm Leah Lowe, and this is my husband, Jeremy. We live at 527 Ash Street.
Okay.
We are wanting to do a remodel of some of the interior of the home, but also add square footage through two additions to the home. One would be bathroom, closet, laundry. Currently, our laundry is in our kitchen, which if you live in Old Town Conway, I'm sure you're familiar with that type of setup.
Oh, yeah.
So we would like to move that into that other addition as well. And then we would like to do a common space, the den addition, just to accommodate family get-togethers and things like that. We have an overall plan that includes more than what we're hoping to do during this phase, but we are kind of aiming to do what we can do right now. And then we've got additional plans that would probably at some point have to come back here, but that we can't afford to do right this moment.
Sure, we understand. Anybody have any questions real quick? Just starting out. Let's don't get into the full meat of it. But, okay. Again, I didn't mean to cut you off. I'm sorry.
Nope, I'm done.
Okay. I will say I worked with them many years ago when child was tiny, not anymore, but
she's 13 now.
And this, I'm happy to see them kind of finally getting to do what they want to do. So I didn't have anything to do with this version here, but again, I've been around the site a few times and all that, so I'm familiar with what they were trying to do. And it's I think a nice addition to the house what they were trying to do. So we'll see what we have. Anybody else want to speak?
I think we're in agreement.
I got that's fine. Anybody speak in opposition to it, which we have none. Again, now we open up to us. What's your question?
I was going to see if we could put the floor plan back on. I didn't have that in my packet.
I didn't either.
And so when I was looking at the recommendations of moving the bathroom back, I didn't know how that would fit.
I think. Well, it is back, right?
Well, the recommendation was to make that bath addition in the back of the house parallel with the den.
I thought it was just sliding it back. I misread.
So that was a question. Did I misread that or?
No, but I think that the applicant probably has issue with doing that. So we probably need to talk about alternatives to that. So originally, yes, in doing that, the addition that's on the side, on the rear, that I guess what you would see on the left side. I had said, why don't it would be easy if we just plopped it, basically because it would
turn the corner with it.
Turn the corner with it. It would fit, but from a programmatic standpoint of what they're wanting to do and have windows on the den, those things don't work, and so they're wanting to look at alternatives to that. So the conditions that are published in here, I think you need to take a second look. Essentially, particularly with the first one, the remainder of them are ones that can be applicable. It's just, I think the discussion mainly is on that wing as you see here.
The bath addition.
Yeah, the bathroom
Okay.
addition there to the left.
Yes. So I had communicated with Mr. Walden earlier and just mentioned that in the grand scheme of things, we would like to have open decking back in the back, off of the bedroom and off of the den. We would like to eventually have a carport on the north side of the house. And so if this bathroom addition is shifted around to the back, our den becomes less functional and we lose the opportunity to do kind of the courtyard style deck back there. And we would be looking at what would hopefully someday be a carport if we did look out our windows of our den.
Yeah.
And so it doesn't seem as functionally appropriate for our family and what we're hoping to do.
It just, to me, again, being familiar a long time ago, things sound like they're similar. If a deck back courtyard area is looked at back there, that will be hidden with this new addition off the side. If that's an issue, I mean, I'm not saying it should be hidden, but it'll be, you know, and to me, that house is deep enough, that addition, and it's not a 2-story, it's a 1-story. You know, I think it's a secondary kind of piece added onto it, in my opinion.
I think that only in terms of
The 2D elevation looks like it's just all right
It
there.
looks like
But it's way
yeah.
back there, you know, if you look at the bottom photo, it's back at that back corner, the back corner there.
Yeah, I think the only thing from the consideration of the regulations, it's the windows,
Windows.
on this portion right there. That's
Right,
That's
face-
about it.
Yeah, yeah.
that's the only thing that would be approximate a compliance issue.
Okay.
We have, if it's okay for me to speak.
Yes, yeah,
We
please.
have talked about, if you look on the top floor of our house, on I don't know, I guess that would be the south side, that double window area right there. We've talked about how that could be inappropriate if it was sized appropriately to take the place of that picture window. And then adding a single window on the end. The problem is that's a closet. So, you know,
Yeah.
But we have talked about that. And then I also mentioned that as long as we didn't lose square footage, we would be open to shifting to essentially cutting that down to where it's not so oblong and taking that closet and shifting it around behind and taking our whole bedroom in, you know, the whole wall of our bedroom. Currently, one window would be left on our bedroom, the one that's closest to the street. But if we moved everything up, then it would be essentially the same size square off of our
Right.
bedroom instead. And then we would, you know, the missing windows on the closet wouldn't be as notable because they'd be in the back of the house.
Yeah. But if it stayed like it is, the shape that it is that you presented, do you either what you said is an option like a window in a closet? I mean, that's not great. Do you think is something y'all could work out some different window, you know, openings and stuff on that elevation as it sits and live with? And a lot of times and I'm not saying, not promising this, but we can, you know, to be worked out, submit to the staff to say yay or nay over if you know, if approval's given with that
I think we're
thing,
willing
you know,
to
that-
do,
to give you time to play with it, you know.
I think we're willing to do what we need to do. It's difficult with that because that first little tiny transom window is a water closet, you know, like a toilet. And then
right.
the picture window is over a bathtub. And then the other one is a shower. And then you're in the closet. So there's just really
Yeah.
not a great place for windows in the whole thing because it's a private area
because of what's there.
of the
Sure,
house,
sure.
you know. So, but we're willing to do what's needed. And if having that extra section on there without windows is a deal breaker, then we're okay with trying to shift things around. And I think I sent
Okay.
you, I brought an example of just a couple of things we could do that would look different, just my
Okay.
own little,
If I could, what's
tinkering.
on the, I may have seen it, on the end of that, is it no windows on the end of the addition, on the south face of it?
No, not
Again,
currently.
I don't, we don't have the, I don't have the floor plan to see what's in there. Cause that, you can sort of see that from the street, you know, I mean, if there were, if that was, if it was, they were able to put windows there, function wise, might help a little bit, but it's still, that wall is, I'm just trying to, I'm looking.
It's tough.
It's like going to the eye doctor last week, I could
Yeah.
sort of see it.
I apologize,
Oh, but there we
Commissioners.
go.
With this, so when you look at that front elevation, this is where the picture window is. These are the two transoms.
Mhm.
This is a large closet.
Right.
I think from the street, this end right here will be, it will be very difficult to see.
It'll be minimal at best. I just
Yeah.
thought there's a little bit of exposure you can see, but not much, since it's so far back.
From a staff standpoint, if there were something like a double window here, or in a window here, or if this were moved to the rear, I think either of those are perfectly, at least from a staff perspective, acceptable solutions.
Can I ask a question? Just the little seeing, actually, I like how this works out better than we did 10 years ago, whatever, but on the end with your closet and then washer dryer in there, correct?
Yes, sir.
If the washer and dryer were, if it was flipped, but you know, again, it's working out a closet and you've got a lot of space there, but door has to stay where it's at. I understand, you know, for that. If they were flipped, you could have the window on that street side wouldn't be in the closet. It'd be over the washer and dryer. You
Yes.
see what I'm saying?
Yes.
That I'm just asking out loud if that's something that you could look into it, if that
Yes.
would work. I mean, that's a little bit of redo in the closet itself, but I think wall wise, you'll still have the same, you just won't have maybe a U, it might be a long L or something, you know, I'm just throwing stuff out there. I'm not.
Yes. We've had the pleasure, as most people in historic downtown have, of completely redoing the plumbing out to the street. And when they did that, they essentially left us some options for something to go out there.
Good.
And
Well, good.
so I don't think it matters just terribly
Well,
where
yeah,
things
you've got
are.
plumbing on both sides of it,
Yeah,
so
it's gonna-
you're not gonna, that's half dozen, 1/6 the other probably on that part, but I'm just trying to help out to, you know, like you coming up and taking one of the windows of your bedroom, that seems a little extreme if you're gonna lose a window in your bedroom to the outside. You know, if you can avoid that, then if that can work, that might give you an opportunity to get some more windows in there. That's all, I'm just trying to offer that, I guess, but is that something to at least aim towards if they could? I mean, I'm not, you know, I'm not saying do it, I'm just, you know,
Yeah.
it's just,
Well, if
Yes, I'm sorry.
they took that and turned it, like you talked about, and
Out, because I think right now it's 12 feet, and then it would have to fit that 13,
sure.
10, I think is what it is.
Oh, dang, more closet, that's too bad.
So that,
That's a selling feature.
that would change that a little bit. And then I think the only other thing it would change would be having to make sure that the roof pitch, and you obviously know way more about that than I do.
Right, well, I
How
guess
that
my
would look.
question is, if you had to pick, would you like to stay with the first floor plan and the window revisions you proposed, and not lose your bedroom window? You know, I mean, that, to me, I'm trying to see the pros and cons of each one. The first plan that you came in with, that you submitted, and with the window revision, satisfies the requirements. You don't lose your bedroom window. It is a longer piece out there. I'm not, you know, to me, again, it's deceiving to look at a 2D drawing of something so far back on the building, because it's quite a ways back from the street and from the front of the building. So, I'm talking kind of everybody with this. Or would you be okay to change the plan, lose your window in your bedroom, and end up with a shorter, you know, elevation to the street? Windows are fine, you know, with that too, because either way the windows are fine.
Yeah.
With your revisions here. And I guess I'd like to hear, and you're not on the spot, like, you know,
Yeah.
but I'm serious. If that other plan, the first plan, is what is going to work for you the best, and how you're looking at things, we need to hear that. If not, you know, that's all. It's just
We've talked a lot about it because there are pros and cons for sure. Even though that closet is not an interior room, it would be the only room in our house without a window, which
true. Yeah.
could be beneficial in some months of the year.
Yeah.
currently we don't have a single place in our house that doesn't have a window.
Right.
And so we thought about that kind of when we started. We would like to keep the light in our bedroom. It's already a little bit darker, as is. I feel confident that with landscaping, that wouldn't look so long. You know, even when we were just sketching around with it, we drew little trees and things in front of it, and it kind of
Yeah.
broke up the space. But we also see pros to shortening it and
Right,
making it a
right.
little
And
boxier.
I know. I mean, I don't think you lose. Well, you know, technically, you lose a window to your bedroom. But I mean, either way, you're going to get the space you wanted. So
Yes.
that's why I'm saying it kind of comes down to if you have what your strong preference is. We'll discuss that if we're okay with it.
Steve,
then
can
we'll do
we,
that.
can we approve either that they decide since they both meet requirements and they just make the decision when they submit to James? Does that make sense what I'm saying?
Basically approving A and B, and you pick, but you know,
And then you let James know
never had that
what you decide?
Which one we're gonna go
Because I feel
with?
like on the spot, this is a lot.
Well, I know, and I'm not wanting to put anybody on the spot with it because we're technically, if you go with B, we're redesigning on the go here, which is, I mean, we've done that too, but yeah, I don't know. I mean, that I'm not saying no, we can't do that but mainly I've never had that option before. I've
I
never
think
thought about it like
one
that.
thing we're worried about, we've had the craziest experience with even trying to figure out if we could be approved for financial, for a loan or
Well,
a
sure,
remodel loan.
sure. These crazy times.
It
yeah.
is, and so unprecedented, in fact.
Yeah.
But we ran into some issues with that, and at one point we had to have an appraisal done at that point, and the appraisal was based pretty much on the plans as they are.
Mhm.
I don't think it would change anything based on, because we're not losing
'Cause you
anything.
couldn't, yeah.
And we're not taking out a bathtub that was
Right.
referenced,
No, same
so-
parts and pieces, just
Yes,
a little
it
different
would just be
dimension.
moved around and just
Yeah.
a little bit more on the closet. So I think we're
Right.
open to either plan. We
Right.
just would have to meet back up with the person who drafted this,
Sure.
and kind
Yeah.
of get that.
Give them your PowerPoint.
Yeah.
drawing. Yeah. But you might could get a permit from that. But again, I'm not mean to like throw it out there. To
Yeah.
me, both plans are viable.
Yeah.
If it's almost, I mean, I asked James, is that something that we approve both and they pick? I'm not.
Let me ask you a question. This is a craftsman saw, right? Not a Foursquare.
I think it's more heavy craftsman stuff. Yeah, it's
So the reason I was just easing it at number 2 or wanting number 2 is because I feel like if someone were to build this house back in the day, a true craftsman, and correct me if I'm wrong, wouldn't have a wing sticking out. So the second one would look more original to the home.
Maybe. I mean, what was kind of normal as time went on, things were added onto on the back, which is kind of why we,
Right.
and they came out of all. I mean, it's just whatever they needed. There's some really odd ones in town. There's the normal I don't know that we're bound to any designs, progress on that.
Mhm.
end. I think it's the master bedroom's being added on to this time, and
Mhm.
the first edition could have been something to another part, like making the kitchen bigger or
The
something like that.
kitchen and our bedroom were definitely added on.
Right,
at
right.
some
Yeah,
point.
you can see
Mhm.
that with
Mhm.
the way it is. So this is just another addition to that,
I mean, the difference is 8 feet on the side or 8 feet
Back,
up at the
right.
back. I mean, it's not, I
Right.
just don't think it's that, there's still gonna be something sticking out on the side. So,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this is me just looking at it in general. If it's sticking out either way, not sticking out, but I mean, it's added on outside.
Mhm.
I think that makes it sound bad. Those few feet, while I mean, the few feet extra with the windows that you're proposing, that works. Shorter with the windows works. And I'm all right. I mean, if you've seen that with those windows, that you might not have had the same. Well, the windows issue would be taken care of for the most part. I'm not trying to
Correct.
overdo it,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
all.
I mean, yeah. Correct.
Which alternative do you all like the best? Just out of curiosity.
I think Jeremy likes too. I like whatever gets the job done, because we've lived
Okay. Well,
we've lived there a long
see,
time.
See,
Yeah.
we're getting there.
Yeah, so
Okay, so
I-
it sounds like he and you are in
Yeah.
too.
Lushness of
I'm good,
Yeah.
I'm good,
I think that two's gonna look a lot better.
Yeah.
and more
Yeah. I'm good with 2. I mean, I'm fine with
I
that.
think the addition of the window, the double window, if that's where if our window that we're losing in our bedroom becomes an entrance into the bathroom, then some of that light from the bathroom can still get into our bedroom.
Yeah, yeah.
So
Yeah,
that's,
I think, you're right. I'm, okay, I'm fine to me, I think it's better if we close it out with one option as what you're doing,
Okay.
and then, if there, that
If-
just,
if we were to run into an issue with option 2 with the
Yeah,
bank,
that was the only thing I was worried
Yeah,
about, is if
it-
you had an issue.
if they were like, oh, but actually that's
Yeah.
not okay with
I'd
us.
have a hard time. I mean,
Okay.
I'm not speaking for a bank, but that's, if you'd have come to us with just option 2, that's, I mean, I think, we'd probably be done by now.
Okay.
We've discussed 1 and 2 now instead of just one of
So
them.
if they were to have a problem with
I can't
2,
imagine,
then
yeah.
we could come back and say, hey, how about 1? And
Yeah.
y'all would be okay with that.
We're in the real estate industry, not right now, and they base appraisals off of, oh, sorry. We're both in the real estate industry, and they normally base appraisals off of just price per square foot
Okay.
and the fixtures that are going in there.
Okay.
So it's not based on floor plans.
Okay, good.
So,
Yeah, or how much from the you see
or,
from the
yeah,
street.
I mean, your siding's pretty much going to run the same. You still need a bathtub. You still need this, so that's not, that shouldn't be an issue.
Okay. Okay.
Either way, your house value is going to go up because you're adding square feet.
Right. And the right kind of square feet to
Yeah.
to see a value in.
And if you
You know.
add that extra feet even on the laundry, the laundry closet, that's probably even going to add more value.
Yeah.
Because you have more heated and cooled square feet.
And it's a bigger closet.
Yeah.
All the boxes
All-
are
yeah.
getting ticked.
Okay.
Either way.
So we're not doing anything that makes it less workable for the bank.
No.
No, people
No.
change floor
Okay.
plans all the time on,
Yeah.
on
No,
construction.
that's I would be confident that that's not going to affect anything.
Okay.
So if I take all that and synthesize it down,
I guess the only other questions I had was, did you see the other recommendations and were you okay with it?
Yes, we looked at those. We don't know, there was one product that was mentioned specifically that we're not sure what that is. I think it's the siding.
the Hardy Board or LP Smart Side.
Yes.
Well,
It-
Hardy Board is if are you familiar with that? It's a cementitious. It looks like wood siding. Goes up pieces like siding, but it's basically concrete. But I mean,
It's called
not
like a
just concrete.
fiber cement siding.
Yeah.
It's like the more general term. I think Hardy Board
And-
is like a brand.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's used a lot. It's low. You can get it local. It's not.
Okay.
It come primed and you paint it, and it performs better than wood. It's not wood
Okay.
or plastic or metal. And then Smart Side is similar.
It's an engineered wood product.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So those we could get nasty and go, no, if it's got to do wood siding because it's old part of town, but that's not. Sometimes it's harder to get a hold of. Those two are
Okay.
very
And they
fine
look
options.
comparable,
Oh, yeah,
especially when
yeah.
painted.
You could they do. They look sometimes as good or better. But if your siding exposure is a 4-inch or they
Okay.
try to match the historic stuff. So that should be fairly easy to do
Okay.
on that end.
The reason that I included that in there is that is the typical request is to go back, or if there's some type of addition instead of wood construction. Not strange that I'm saying this, but with hardy board or some type of material, because the maintenance required with those materials
Goes down.
is lower.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Good to know. Jeremy, did you have any questions on the recommendations? I think we understood the rest of it.
Okay.
We think.
Okay, well, with that, I'll motion to approve the alternative plan 2 with recommendations. Sorry, I had to go back and look at what it was called.
And maybe final coordination with staff just to make sure everything's all. Is that okay?
Maybe Shelby replace recommendation 1 with
Alternative plan 2.
yes.
Yes.
Replace recommendation 1 with acceptance of alternative plan 2 as presented by the applicant.
And just make sure it says at the bottom, but just get a copy of that to James, which I guess you already have. So do you need a digital copy? Yeah. Okay. Yeah, so email that.
I second
email my
that.
delightful
Yeah.
PowerPoint.
Shelby, you weren't on.
Oh, turn off.
Sorry. Yeah, no. I
Oh,
told you.
okay. Well, you can send that to James in a
Okay.
digital format, please.
I'll email the PowerPoint. My students don't like to get PowerPoints from me, but I'll send you this
I
one.
will second the motion.
Okay, so we have a motion and a second. Any more discussion? Just so we're clear, plan number 2 is what you proposed it, so you get to live with it, but no, it's, that's what we're approving, and it covers the window recommendation kind of is moot, and, then the exposure is slightly lesser, which kind of was something to look at. Okay, with that, motion second, no discussion, all those in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? There you go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
It's gonna be an awesome addition.
A little
Good
more
thing, but
involved
can't
than I
wait to-
thought.
Yeah, I
but-
can't wait to see it.
Yeah, I know. Can't wait.
I love your house.
Thank you.
It is a cute house.
All right, we have, unless James was teasing, we're done, I think. He said he had 3 or 4 things to talk about. He was just messing with me, but, I guess, are we done? Oh, well, a couple of them weren't here. Everybody was here when I talked about the bylaws and the
Do we need to formally? put
Yeah,
that
do
in
we
I
place?
need
think,
do that.
let's vote on that. So we need, what the proposal is, change our bylaws to read, instead of 5 being a quorum, 4 will be, because we have 7 members. And that 5 was carried over from the 9-member
Okay,
thing. So
so you need a motion for that?
need a motion with as long as your microphone's on.
I'll make a motion to accept that.
I'll second that
We have a
motion.
motion and a second to change bylaws from 5 being a quorum to 4 being a quorum, which is proper. Okay, all right. All those in favor?
Aye.
Good deal. Then we're done then. Thank y'all.
We do need to,
Oh,
one last vote to adjourn.
oh, I'm sorry. Yeah, no, we voted
Oh, I
to
thought she
change the
said
bylaws. No.
No, I did not.
I wrote it down.
I'll tell you what, though, I will make a motion to adjourn.
Yeah,
I'll
fill out-
second.
Fill out the form. Okay, motion second to adjourn. All those in favor?
Aye.
You better be. Okay. All right. Thank y'all. Thank y'all for coming, guys. We appreciate it. A little bit longer than I thought it would, but it still didn't go that long. So, yeah, take care.